Hi Taurus, this is your May 2014 video horoscope with me, Lada from Astrolada.com, and this is for everyone who have their ascendant, sun or moon in the sign of Taurus. And you can find out at least what your ascendant sign is, because this is the astrologically most correct one, by going to my birth chart calculator at Astrolada.com, for which I'm putting a link here. And listen to the prediction at least for your ascendant sign, and even for your moon sign if you want more in detail prediction what to expect, especially if you hear your days of birth or time of birth, or not time but degree of your ascendant or degree of your moon. This will be extremely relevant for you. Well, after April, especially the last days of April when there was an eclipse in Taurus, the first 10 days of Taurus might still feel a little bit like unsettling, or kind of this energy of the eclipse is still pretty much present in the first 10 days of May. So you can still be reverberating with the changes that this eclipse is foreboding. Maybe the word foreboding is too scary. The changes that this eclipse is promising to happen into the life of some of you. So you're maybe still adjusting, you're still trying to assimilate what is happening. But things are starting to calm down. Things are starting to take a little bit more of a routine shape, and this excitability of April and the first 5, 6 or 10 days of the first week of May is starting to cool down the more you go further into the month of May. And the most important thing is that the sun in May is in your sign Taurus. So it vivifies you, it energizes you, it brings you its fiery energy. So it might be a very good time to start new projects now, to start on these new ideas that the eclipse probably brought to you at the end of April or the beginning of May, to start putting those into action somehow. Because also you feel a little bit more energized physically when the sun comes into your sign. Sun brings vitality, brings a bit more positivity, makes you more magnetic, like you become a little bit more like the sun during this period, you become a little bit like recharged for a new beginning and a little bit more confident. So you use it to your advantage. If you have something important to do, to impress with your magnanimous and nature and more powerful presence, this is the time to do it right now. It's time also to act on your goals as well. At the same time, Venus, the planet of love and relationships, is in your 12th house, which is a hidden house. So some of you might have something that they're hiding from others, and I would also advise you, for most of May, keep your relationships more private. Even if you fall in love with someone, just keep it towards yourself. Don't speak it out, because it's still more into the unmanifest realm. So keep it a bit more private, or you might be inclined to have some private affair, or to exchange a few private Skype messages or Facebooks with someone you liked. In the worst case scenario, maybe start an affair. Of course, I wouldn't recommend this to anyone, but if it's exciting for you, it can happen. And also 12th house rules relaxing, taking it easy, going on holidays, chilling, letting out. So when Venus is there, the sun energizes your first house, so you have energy now. But Venus, if you want to relax and chill out, the best thing is to do it privately. Maybe read a book, watch a TV. 12th house is all those things that help us escape, and Venus is the planet of art and creativity. So you can do it through some creative thing, like reading a book, watching a movie, or even going on a holiday. If you are planning to go somewhere on a short holiday now, Venus will make sure that you have a great time there and you're able to really let go and relax your mind. Or even if you go on a spa somewhere, if you go somewhere where you detach yourself from reality a little bit, this is, I'm not saying the whole May. I'm not saying take the whole May off, because it's time for action for you, Taurus. But if you need time to relax, it's great. And also you can even meet love in a faraway place, or some place of retreat and relaxation as well, or into the sanctity of your own privacy. And also 12th house in ancient astrology is the house of bed pleasures. And when Venus is there, it kind of is auspicious for such kind of deeds, and bed pleasures. So maybe your fantasy and sensual life improves somehow. And Mercury is in your second house, and Mercury is the manager. Wherever it goes, we have a chance to better manage the affairs of this house and to put them in a bit more order, to make things more efficient there. And in your case, second house is financial house, money, resources. So you can, have a little bit more organizational skill and management skills when it comes to your possessions, to your resources. So you can even buy things which are mercurial, like books, like invest in a course, or in some communication device or some social network device as well. And at the same time, Venus in the 12th house. 12th house is the house of spending. You might be spending on Venusian things. Which kind of, they don't return back the money, but something like maybe pampering, going to a spa, or taking someone on a date and spending on an expensive wine, or going getting drunk, So you're more inclined to spend on Venusian activities, which are pleasurable activities, and this spending is not going to come back to you. But if you invest in mercurial things, which are more intellectual, educational, informational, these things are like a long-term investment, which kind of pay back well. But it doesn't mean don't spend on Venusian things. It's the time for you to do it now. And the big news otherwise is that Mars, the planet of relationships in your case, because Mars rules your 7th house of relationship, is starting to move forwards. Till now, for a few months, it was moving backwards, so it was complicated, maybe putting some kind of a hold, or maybe putting your relationships in a bit more of a complex situation, and particularly because Mars has been in your 6th house, especially for Taurus ascendant people. Lesser degree Taurus Sun or Moon, but they'll probably also feel it. And the 6th house is enemy of relationships, and your planet of relationship has been in the house of, which is enemy of relationships, of discord, disagreements, or maybe some complicated situation in regards to relationships, and it's starting to get untangled now. Maybe you have a last confrontation or something that makes you resolve the situation in a sense, and whatever the complex situation is, I cannot tell you, it's specific for you, but there is like a culmination of this event, and things start slowly to improve from around the middle and end of May, when Mars turns direct. It might be a last crisis there in that regard, but in June onwards, the end of May, June, this situation starts to resolve itself. Or maybe there was some other situation, complicated situation, because 6th house rules all kind of unbalanced situations. Sometimes it rules disease as well, and health problems. So maybe some of you have been suffering a little bit of complications to the health in the last few months. Now it starts to improve and move forward, and you're starting to, to be able to, your body to overcome this imbalance. Or others of you, 6th house also rules dealing with practical and things like practical obstacles in our life, like trying to make something run more efficiently, trying to repair something. So it might be a good time now to start doing some repairs when Mars starts moving direct, or maybe to conclude those repairs. Maybe it's the last thing where the repairs are starting to, whether repairs of your body, repairs in something in your home, or something, some system or approach of work or routine that you've been applying at your work, which has become a bit more complex. Now it's starting to giving results. It's starting to move forward, so to speak. Or sometimes it might be even a complicated financial situation, because 6th house rules debt. So Mars starting to move forward from the end of May, you might start resolving some complex issue in regards to that. Okay, what else is happening? Around the 10th of May, 2-3 days before, 2-3 days after, the Sun and Saturn are opposite each other in the sky. The Sun is in your 1st house, Saturn is in your 7th house of relationships. 1st house is you, 7th house is other people. And so there might be some complicated situation again with relationships that you have to be asked to deal and resolve around the middle of May, the 10th of May, 2-3 days before or after. And it might be like some kind of opposition that you have with an authority figure or someone that is making demands on you, and you have to solve this. Maybe whether it's your spouse, whether it's your business partner, whether it's a client of yours that you have a one-to-one relationship, that there is some tension that it needs to be resolved. And it's more of a practical nature, and you will have the chance to do that, even though it might be a little bit more stressful around those days. And particularly if you're born from around the 8th till the 18th, from 8th till the 13th of May, you might feel this tension the most. Or if you have your ascendant or moon from 18 till 22 degrees in Taurus. And there might be some, just a second, also 8 till the 12th of May, 12th, 13th of May, or born from ascendant or moon 18 till 22, 21 degrees in Taurus, plus minus a degree or two. You can add another degree or two as well. You might be feeling this tension from Saturn and someone, as I said, putting demands on you, someone being, and it might be for some of you for the whole month actually. And you might feel like you have to work harder. Maybe some projects get a little bit more complex, particularly in regards to your career, because the sun rules your career. Or if it's your ascendant or moon, it might be more to do with relationships. And there's a little bit of a test for those of you born on those days. Just prepare to have to work harder. Prepare to feel a little bit more down. Try to connect more with nature. Try to connect more with the sun. Be out a little bit to raise your vibrations, because Saturn tends to bring them down. And it's a bit of a testing time again, as I said. And towards the end of the month, there is Jupiter trine Saturn in the sky, and Saturn is in your 7th house of relationships, and Jupiter from the 3rd house of communications is helping something in regards to your relationships. What it means is there can be, after the first part of the month when relationships were a bit more testing, relationships were a bit more draining on you, or some complicated situation in your life was happening. Towards the end of May, Jupiter can help you resolve a complex situation and settle it and stabilize it, particularly in regards to relationships, through some kind of important conversations, communications. You're finding out some kind of information that settles you and that stabilizes a relationship of yours. And that's for all Tauruses. That is very possible, not just specific degrees. And it can strengthen some business relationships as well. So especially at the end of May, be very active in communications, because they can help a lot with your business. They can help a lot with your relationships with others, and business partnerships and personal relationships as well. And also, this is what I see mostly for Taurus for the month of May 2014. Oh, I'm stuck in the past. So thank you very much, Taurus, and I'm looking forward to hearing from you.